Hey, it's Diego with EM Shoot Develop. Today I'm going to be talking about this Polaroid 600SE. It had finally gotten converted. I've had this back for a while, and I finally did it. Take the plunge to get it converted to Instax wide. You can see it there. I've gotten it done by a company called instantoptions.com or on Instagram option8. Here's some little contact information. Very cool. Very much recommended if you have the Lomo Instax wide back to get converted. I highly recommend it. But just going to talk about this Polaroid 600SE, go through the camera, go through what it's like having the conversion, and pretty much just my thoughts on it. You can see some pictures and just what I think. So pretty much getting into it. This thing, it gets talked about a lot, but it's basically with the instant back, fresh pack of film, you're looking at 5.5 pounds. I also put a mount that goes on top here so I can put my phone, so I get footage of me taking pictures as I'm actually taking the picture, so it's easier for me to make YouTube videos now. Basically, it's a hot shoe to phone mount, so it'll just sit on here. It pretty much makes a cool little, it's like I have a little big extra viewfinder, like a digital viewfinder, which is nice, and I also use it for light metering because there's not an internal light meter in here, but very cool. One of the things too is that the instant back does protrude past this, and it had pretty much done it before with the regular back, the pack film back. It had done the same thing, but one of the things that I noticed is the pack film usually sits flush with the bottom, so if you were to set it down, you can set it down properly. So what I had done, because I don't want to set it here because it might snap, or here mess up the handle, and I definitely don't want to put it on this side because there's a little hand grip and there's a little shutter release cable. So I just found that if I lay it down with this piece here and then put the eyepiece down and then put it upside down slowly, the little plastic lens hood will stop some of the the movement, and then this thing will hold leverage. So it's kind of unorthodox. I do want to make something better to probably lay it a little bit nicer, but for the time being, this is kind of what I figured. So I had just gotten this recently done, probably within the last 2 days, so just wanted to show you guys, make this video before I start diving in, start taking pictures, and show you some of the results. I have some here, but pretty much going to talk about the little camera, and then we'll get into the results. So basics about the camera. It does have, there's only three lenses for this camera. So it comes with, this is the 127mm, but it also comes with a 150mm, or you can purchase it as well, and a 75mm. You can alternate between the 127 and the 150 here. But for the 75mm, there's another little addition. So basically the 75mm comes with an extra little viewfinder to calculate the distance for the thing, because these only calculate for the two. And so if you find a non-P Mamiya mount for the Polaroid 600SE, make sure it comes with that little viewfinder. Something key. I see them for sale sometimes, and I know that you won't get the true thing. And I know that the viewfinder's off with the instant back, but I don't know. I think if you have the one, it should come with the other one. But you can make it work just with the lens, but just something to keep in mind. Obviously, it'll still focus the same inside the thing. It's just, it's just to get the framing right. So something to keep in mind. The ergonomics on this is pretty weird, but it's still kind of comfortable. So after you snap the picture, you kind of have to turn it upside down. I've gotten a little bit more comfortable going from 1 to 2 here and then cranking it upside down, which is kind of weird, but kind of cool. I did manage to grab this little skin off of the old pack film back, which I thought was kind of neat, because I talked about when I was reviewing the Lomo X612 that this scratches really easily, and I feel like this is a nice little touch. It kind of matches the aesthetic of the old school. I did have at one point the little back, the little timer. It was, it's unnecessary, but I thought it was kind of aesthetically, kind of a nod to the glory days of FP100C, so something pretty cool. Here's the button to remove the camera. Here's the shutter and aperture and aperturing and shutter speed. So you got from 4.7 all the way to f64, and then on the speeds, that's how you cock it here, but pretty much it goes for anywhere from 1/500th of a second all the way down to bulb. So you can do light photography, you can do double exposures. There's a lot of leeway to mess around with this camera. I just basically started getting into it, so I haven't had the free range to really explore and start doing creative stuff as I wanted to. The focusing goes from 3.5 feet all the way to infinity, so you can see it here. And then it does have a little thing. So whenever it's perfectly focused in the viewfinder, you pretty much get the image, and it's very true even on the Instax wideback. So I'm going to show you some example pictures that I've taken, and I am genuinely impressed with the results. So you can see that it really gets the detail. You can see here, you know, those little leaves, you know, it really gets the crispiness. It really gets in there. Obviously, these are some of the first ones, so I'm still working on, you know, the framing, getting it right, so I know where to aim it or where I'll have my subject just where I want it. But you can see that the details of these are really, really good. You do have the black frame. I still haven't, option 8 pretty much recommends cutting off a piece of the inside, and it's just a little structural thing. It doesn't actually, you know, you can take off the lens, it's just part of the body, but it won't compromise the structure of the camera. You can pretty much just cut out a piece. I'll link to the website so you can check it out yourself. If you manage to pick one of these up, I highly recommend going with the Instax wide. I'd gotten a really good deal on some expired 2014 film. I have pretty much some to last me a long while, so you can still see that the colors are still vibrant. They punch really well. You know, they're still really good. These are just some of the example pictures because I haven't gone out and about yet. It's getting really hot out in California. I wish for summer, and now I kind of dread it, but I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about this instant back. I've had good results. I really like option 8 for doing this. Pretty much, here's the card once again. There we go. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. I also have this will fit, since it's the 600SE mount, it'll also fit a mini portrait, which I'll get into in another video because that is one of my favorite gem of a cameras as well. But getting into this, because I know a lot of people have been wanting to see this or just see, you know, how it works and stuff. And so yeah, just really stoked about this. It is a little heavy on the hands, but it's really nice. But if you follow me on Instagram, you see me post about it. You know, I'm really, really excited to have it. I'm really excited to pretty much show you guys how it works, some of the pros and cons as I start using it a little bit more. You know, right now I'm still in the honeymoon phase where everything's really nice and, you know, everything's really cool. But, you know, as I start getting into it a little bit more, I start noticing some of the things, and I'll keep you guys posted on it as those things happen. But yeah, so far so good. I really, really like this camera. Oh, I don't know if I talked about this, but you cock the thing here, the shutter, and then it has this little thing, little pew pew here, which is really cool. You know, you could also, you know, push this down, I believe, which, you know, this is just a long way to mess with this. But, you know, overall, I'm really excited to have this. I've been, you know, hoping for this camera for a long while. It's been on my radar for a long while, and I've had no reason to buy it just to justify paying $4 for a pack of film. But now that it's here, now that I have the conversion, this is much easier on my wallet. And since I had gotten this expired film, I got a much better deal than getting, you know, fresh stuff. Once I run out, I'll definitely start going fresh stuff, or I'll even try to do fresh film to this film so you can see the difference in expiration. But I've had really good results with it. So overall, I just wanted to make this video. If you follow me on Instagram, you know, make sure, you know, keep me in the loop. If you have any questions about the camera or anything you want me to do with it, you can send me a DM. If you don't follow me, make sure to follow me. I'll leave a link to not only the conversion site here, but I'll link to my Instagram so you can check it out. You can send me a DM and talk cameras, whether it's this camera or any of the YouTube videos that I posted. If you don't subscribe to me already, go ahead and do so, because I still have a lot to talk about and a lot more projects to do with this camera, plus the mini portrait, and I have a lot of film stuff coming out really soon. So, you know, don't get discouraged. You know, definitely like and subscribe, check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. That's pretty much it. Keep shooting film. Take care.